Please start.
Okay. Uh, Welcome, Monica ma'am, on Illuminate Biology EdTalk platform.
Thank you
Myself,
so
uh,
much.
myself Shubham Pandey. I am the founder of Illuminate Biology, along with my mentor and the best teacher ever awardee, Smita ma'am, is there with us. So, Monica ma'am is masters in English literature and has been in education field past 20 years. And she is a passionate teacher, and she is teaching English to the students. And she basically focuses more on creative learning and experiential learning. And whatever experience that she has got, now she's sharing with the students, and now today she is with us to share with us and give us immense knowledge that she can give us. She is also the one of the winner of Illuminate Biology elocution competition that was held past month. So she shared an amazing talk on philosophy of teaching, and now she's here with us to share her views on innovation in classroom. So, Monica ma'am, the first question that I always ask to the educators is how you enter into this education field. What was the aim behind that?
Before I answer this question, I would also like to state that according to me, teaching is a profession of passion. We become teachers because we love sharing our knowledge with our students. And we also, along with it's not just teaching nowadays, just as I mentioned last time, also, we are mere facilitators. So it's like amazing, and it's like a magic, that we instill confidence, self-worth, and a love of learning in our students. So having said that, so these are all the things which brought me into this field. As a student, I admired some of my teachers. My history teacher and my bio teacher was my favorite. Though later on I haven't taken bio, but yet I loved the subject. And I really loved the way how they connected, the lesson with some real life things. And that was really amazing. And as I grew up, I kind of decided that, yes, even I want to follow their footsteps. And yeah, that is how I came into this.
Oh, amazing. So, ma'am, even you have not opted biology, but biology is behind you. Now, Illuminate Biology is there.
Yes, very
Who is,
much. Very much.
who is
Yeah.
asking to share your views every time. So, ma'am, I just wanted to know, do you think innovation is needed in the classroom? If yes, why we need innovation, and what type of innovation is you are doing that we are going to see after your presentation or when you are
Right.
presenting this things. But I just wanted to know, do innovation is needed in the classroom and why?
See, if you compare learning in earlier times, like when I was a teacher, that time our learning was merely textbook, blackboard, and chalk, right? Whatever we learned, we would write in the answer paper, and we would, get marks. So there was, less chance of expanding our knowledge. And we really didn't think that we need to do it, because we felt whatever is there in the textbook, yes, that's enough, and we need to study that. But now I think with this Gen Z, it is adopt, adapt, and adapt. These are the things we need to keep in mind, right? So to keep the class really alive, to hold the interest of the children, and also to take learning beyond the classroom, and also to make our students future citizens so that they can apply this learning, in their day-to-day life. I think that is why innovation is required in learning now. So it is not, there are so many, skipped skills during our time. Like if I tell you at Orchid, Lakshmi, they make sure that students also learn about, basic art and craft. They also learn about their financial literacy. How do they save money, and how do they open a bank account? These are very, very important. So I think there comes the innovation in education, which is very, very important. The real life connect, and also for us to make our students the citizens of tomorrow.
Rightly said, ma'am. Rightly said. As you were, mentioning about financial literacy and basic art and craft skills we needed. Now the NEP is putting a more of focus on all these things, especially
Right.
experiential learning, learning by
More
doing,
vocational.
and yeah, vocational courses, learning which is very much needed for our survival. So these types of learning we need. So NEP is already focusing, and I guess many of the teachers still using in the classrooms, and you know there are very less platforms which are utilizing the potential of teachers to share and all those things. Because whenever I have seen many
Right.
platforms, we have seen that experienced person, great personality only coming and sharing their things, but the real teachers who are teaching or educators who are teaching in the classrooms, and they have got a lot of innovations. Because whenever
Absolutely.
I have interacted with the teachers, so many teachers when they share their ideas and all those things, it is like mesmerizing for me that how they are putting these innovation in the classrooms. And that's why we started this
Absolutely.
platform, Illuminate Biology Ed Talk series, where we want all the diamonds that has been merged in somewhere. We just want to get it and find it out, and we want to learn because we are very selfish. Wherever a good teacher is there and a great innovator is there, we just want whatever their knowledge is there, they should share with us. So, ma'am, definitely the thinking that you have shared with us regarding innovation is, I can imagine how your students are going under your guidance, and how you are facilitating them for future life. So now, ma'am, over to you. Share your innovation that you do in your classroom with the presentation. So the whole platform is yours only.
Thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, I also want to thank you for, giving this wonderful platform for us teachers to share. We do a lot in the classroom. I'm sure everyone will agree with me. I mean, also, before I begin, I just want to say that this is all done in collaboration with my students, with my principal and director, who have given us the flexibility of exploring, bringing in innovation, and allowing the students their experiential learning. Without their support, it would not have been possible. Okay. So I'll begin my presentation. Just give me 2 minutes. Uh, I hope that it's visible.
Ma'am, your video is off.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, now it's start. Thank you.
Yeah. So this time I'll make sure that I finish in 10 minutes. So yeah, for me, innovation in classroom includes the growth of the students, of course, vision, idea, and then we process it, we develop, and then we bring in creativity and we inspire the students. And that is exactly what I also do in my classroom. So innovation, according to me, it is the practice, then culling out the best practice, and also reflect, revise, and remix. Okay, and then only we can bring in innovation. So here you can see I have, these are very simple notebooks which I use in my class. I'm an English teacher, as I've already stated in the beginning. So while I'm teaching a simple poetry, this is for class 9, A Road Not Taken. I ask my students, what thought comes to your mind when you read this poem, The Road Not Taken? So this poem is about, making decisions in life. So this is how they have illustrated. So this is also, I would say, a kind of visual learning. It is not just, I explain the poem, they read and they write question answers. Here you can see a lesson on a girl who is actually very scared of her father. So what thought comes to your mind, my dear students, when you read this lesson about this girl, Kezia? And here is a boy who was lost in a fair. So see how they have, uh, put in their ideas, and their notebook really comes alive. It is just not about question answer and me checking, you can see. The students have penned down their own thoughts and ideas, and thereby I have brought innovation in my written work also. This story is about a snake who looks into the mirror and thinks, wow, even I could dress up. It's an imaginary thing, but how the students have visualized that, you can see the snake is all decked up and looking at the mirror. So I bring in a blend of fun as well as what my students can, put in. So as I said last time also, I'm a mere facilitator. My students take the lessons ahead. This was a puppet show where the lesson was, quite difficult, but then it came alive in the classroom when the students themselves proposed that we would like to do a puppet show. And you can see they have made hand puppets with very simple things. They are old socks and some wool. So this was made in the classroom, and you can see the eyes and all with chart paper. And this girl, she's quite a naughty one. She's very bubbly, and she acted. This is the father in the story, and this is the daughter. And they had a nice time, acting out. So this was a role play. And the lesson was no more like I read and I explain. So this was innovation I brought in to teach a story, a short story. This was, again, I blended art while we learned a poetry. Okay, so this you can see, this is Warli, and this is Saura art from Odisha. Okay, so I brought in this innovation by asking students to explore this art. So they actually had planned from home, and then they visualized that after reading the poem, how can I illustrate my learning, my thoughts? Here again, we explored sustainable development by discussing about the environment crusaders, people who have actually helped in sustainable development. And you can see the students presenting this. So here is my real life connect. My teaching is not just about the textbook, about the authors, but it is also about how students can take it ahead. I have also looped in my parents. Okay, so students might get bored, seeing the same teacher every day. So sometimes parents come to class and they take up lessons. So that way, I keep alive that a kind of a flavor. The parents bring a new flavor in the teaching learning process. So my parents this year were very, very, enterprising, and they volunteered, and they were part of my teaching learning process. This was for class 12. It was, quite a complicated lessons where, the whole institution of marriage was challenged. And you can see the kids made a model out of it. And they read out various aspects of marriage, what they thought. So it became a kind of a debate. Okay, so for the senior kids, this is some innovative way of, teaching them so that their interest also remains in the class. I can hold their interest. Okay, they don't get zoned out, because as you know, it's very difficult to engage the seniors, right? This was, we again explored war stories. Okay, so war is something, the Ukraine war and all the kids experience. So this was also actually Lakshmiti's idea, that the students read certain war stories and then they present. So this was again a very, very interesting story about a girl who actually made, these birds, and how the war had affected her. And the students came up with such beautiful expressions. Here you can see a group presented Florence Nightingale. I was teaching about apartheid, about the, discrimination. And immediately the students said, ma'am, why don't we, do something like a tattoo on each other's arm and wrist? And this is their expression on apartheid. So it was not just about reading the textbook and understanding, it was also about their thoughts, because, it was in the news, Black Lives Matter, and the students are very much aware of it. So this is how I take my teaching to face the real life, to make the students understand about the challenges of life. I have 5 minutes. This is a robotic teacher we had made. When we were reading this lesson, the fun they had for class 9. So the students came up with beautiful models. How are the futuristic schools going to be? So here you can see they had designed the school for the rural area where the students would all have tabs and they would come without any books. And this would be sponsored by the local corporates. And here the student has made a teacher, a robotic teacher, where the homework is inserted here and they can actually see the sums. So this was also very interesting. And the student has this in his YouTube channel. I will share the link with you later on. I don't think we have time for that. This is the fun element. Students use origami to make some characters, and those characters actually became finger puppets, and the students would speak and they would, move their fingers and the puppets came alive. We also had this exploring, different stories and all. We call this storyboard activity, where the student put up the characters from different stories and they explain to the class. So in my class, it is not just me, the parents, but my students also, who are also teachers at times. We also had a session with role play with props. Here you can see this is the story. I don't know if you have read it, ma'am and sir. It's The Last Leaf. Okay, it's quite a famous story where there was a movie in Hindi also on the same this topic, where a girl thinks that when the last leaf falls from the tree, that is the day I'm going to die. So the students, narrated this story using props. Here is the girl you can see, and here is the last leaf they have drawn. So made with very, very simple things, which is available, around us, but it made the lesson very interesting. This was just with newspaper. I asked them to create blackout poetry. Okay. So poetry is also a very beautiful expression. So after you read a poetry, what are your thoughts? So cut out lines from the newspaper, paste them, and yes, your poetry is ready. Also, we had a lesson on, visiting various places in India. And the students created guidebooks. These are tourist guides. Actually, if you see them, they have everything. They have the whole itinerary. Like supposing Kerala, so the location and the places where you should visit, the food, everything. So this lesson became very, very interesting when the students themselves, created these guidebooks. And of course, my teaching is not complete without music. Okay, so we teach, we learn together, and we also sing and we dance also. This last time also I had shared, this was our experiential learning. Whatever students are learning, the concepts are again explored by actually going to that place. So we had visited the Worldly Sea Village as well as Dharavi to understand the ecosystem there. Again, my students are very much aware of sustainable development. We do best out of waste also, painting bottles and then inspiring others. And yes, at times I take a back seat and it is my students who are the teachers. This is a revision class. So the revision also is taken in groups. It is not like the teacher asks question, I just give worksheet. No, the students take up various lessons and they prepare PowerPoint and my teaching and learning happens. So in my class, my students are my friends, my teammates. Together we explore, together we try to change our way of learning. So that is all from me. Thank you so much.
Together only we learn. And as you told that sometimes when you set back, your students comes in limelight. So what you are doing is you are giving them the self, responsibility of learning and teaching. That is very much important. Sometimes what happens if a teacher is teaching with that method only, but students do not understand, but suddenly his or her friend come and teach in the classroom, they understood very easily.
It
So that
really
is the
works well. It really works well, And students who are really super learners in my class, they also share their knowledge with the others who are a bit behind, and thereby it is a collaborative learning. So it is not about, oh, I don't know much and my friend knows, why should I learn? No, nothing like that. Happily, they are, ready to share and learn from each other. So that way, team building process also, which I inculcate in them.
perfect, ma'am. Rightly said. So that's what we need in the classroom. We need competition as well as we need cooperation in the classroom. a fair competition in the classroom that can only be done
Yes,
by
absolutely.
this method, team method, and collaborative or cooperative learning methods. Peer tutoring and peer learning is one of the best way that we have already done. That's what happened in Gurukul system of teaching also, where all the
Right.
students used to
Yes.
sit and do the thing. So that is the best thing that you are doing. Amazing thing you are doing in
Yes.
classes, ma'am. And the another thing that I loved is was that the faces of the students in the pics that I saw, the faces of the students with a big smile, and they're enjoying the learning. They are not
They
stressed
are
out. So
happy
what ma'am is
learners.
what ma'am is giving, they are not thinking. They are thinking that whatever ma'am is giving, it is making us to learn more and more, explore more and more. So that is the amazing thing. Whenever I see the students' faces, many of the times when we enter into someone's class, their faces are like, oh my god, they are learning, they are so stressed out. But the other faces are like so happy. That is the best thing that we can do. Learning should be like
We need
they
to
should
create
enjoy.
a non-threatening atmosphere in our classrooms. And I feel the students, I should make my teaching learning so interesting that my students will look forward to, next day, that yes, what is going to happen tomorrow? So, to keep that suspense, what is my teacher going to do today? So that is something we really need to work hard, otherwise somewhere it is lost. So
Rightly said, ma'am. Rightly said.
to think of different ways, how can I hold the interest of my students?
We need to make this education field an interesting field where students should know,
Absolutely.
should not go anywhere else to find the entertainment. They should enjoy the learning process only. That there is the only learning process
Absolutely.
that you are doing, ma'am. And the best part that I saw is that I always tell to other teachers also, uh, like they ask how you do this. So what I tell always, that if you want to be a good teacher or good educator or best educator, so what you can do is just try to connect with the students. When you connect with the
Absolutely.
students,
That is very important. Connecting
connect
with
with the students,
students, winning their confidence, I think is very important. Then
whatever
they
you
are
are going,
to you.
whatever you are going to say, they know the next sentence what sir is going to tell. So that is the best thing that we can do. So amazing
Right.
work you are
Right.
doing, ma'am.
Thank
Amazing
you
work
so
you are doing.
much.
And I
Thank
love
you.
that
Thank you.
music part. Last time also I enjoyed that music part where the kids are playing Zimbe. So that is the best thing that you are doing in the
Yes.
classes. Now we have an expert with us. Smita ma'am is there, who is best teacher ever awardee by Illuminate Biology. So now I would like to ask her to share her views on your things.
Sure.
Hello, Mona ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, so it was really amazing and excellent presentation. It was the first thing I liked about you is like as you are teaching the higher class students and getting involved with with all the activities that you are planning for each and every lesson and each and every poem. It was really amazing, right? And I would also would like to do the same thing in my class. That's there. And second thing is the revision part taken by the students, by the peers. That was one of the really excellent things. So now, as the exams are going on,
Thank you.
instead of teachers taking the revision, we can ask the kids to come up with one of the topics or lessons and ask
And
them to take.
ma'am, when I do this, the students are less
You're not
stressed.
audible, ma'am.
Yeah, I said when I do this, the students are less stressed. Can you hear me?
Ma'am, you're not audible. No, she's not audible.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah, not
Okay.
able to. Yes, yes. Now you're audible.
Yeah. So I said, ma'am, when I ask my students to take the revision for each other, they are less
Sorry,
stressed.
ma'am. You're not audible now.
Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yeah, ma'am. Please
Yes,
say.
yes, now.
Yeah. Can you hear me now, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I said when I ask my students to take revision before the exam, they are less stressed because already the very idea of exam like kind of stresses them. But if you make the revision time little fun and you give them some responsibility that yes, now this group needs to take revision for the, so I divide the students into groups, and in each group we have mixed learners. So all the learners get an opportunity to take revision subject wise. So that gives them confidence also, and also helps in, improving their self-esteem that yes, even I can do it. Right. And when they do this whole process of teaching each other, they actually learn very well. So that is the basic idea.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. I really agree with it. When the kids get the responsibility of taking the revision in their particular small groups, and also by that chance they actually start learning it. Right. So once they learn, they are perfect into it, and then they share their studies or their views with their students. That's really amazing
Absolutely.
part which I like of yours also. Very good, ma'am. Very good presentation. And
Thank
yes, we
you.
can see the happy faces of of the students as well. So they're really enjoying
Thank you,
it.
ma'am. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Monica ma'am. Monica ma'am and Smita ma'am. And Monica ma'am, it's not the end of the like Ed Talk series, but as we have time constraint with us because we have to go ahead with another thing also. But yeah, for sure, ma'am, we are again going to invite you because I know a lot of things are still hiding in you and you want to share with us. So I'm again going to invite you for the Ed Talk series. And actually, ma'am, this is a platform where we wanted to, as I already told you in the other talk also, that this is the platform where we wanted to go with the educators who are practically applying all the things in the classes, and we wanted to know everything about these whatever things that you are doing, and we want to acknowledge it, that these are the educators that are changing the environment of the classroom by putting so lot of innovation that have there in mind. Okay, so that's what we wanted to do, and this is the platform where we first time we started all the educators. We didn't reach out to any great personality or some much more experience, but we raised to that personalities who are actually doing job in this particular field, and you are. And before that also we met one of the two of the great educators, and these all personality is doing an amazing work. So uh, a huge appreciation from my side to you, to
Thank you.
all, and especially for you, ma'am. Now at the end,
Thank you so much.
I always end my talk with a positive thought. So what is your message to all our educators or English educators, basically, how they can apply these things?
I think bring in more of activities where students can speak and express themselves, because literature is all about speaking, enhancing your oratory skill, and also help them to develop the habit of reading and sharing. I think that is the need of the hour. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Perfectly. Now, ma'am, we'll end this talk, and we will wait for your another talk for sure on our platform so that you can share more and more ideas with us. So thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting our invitation and
I'll
coming on
look
this.
forward. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.